Hello, everybody. Welcome back to welcome back to episode 3 of Paranormasight. As we were off, we were talking to Richter Kai. That is right, and also I missed that phone apparently. We were talking about the curse and the the mystery behind what's her name? Oh, play the game again after 3 days. Oh, cool. I don't even know that was a thing. What's her name? I cannot remember her name. Person of interest. Harue Shigima. Finding out about her son Shuichi's murder case and everything like that. So let's see the telephone. This mansion has a private line. Okay. Just a lot to talk about. You know we still need to figure out exactly what you want me to do. Tell you what. Why don't I tell you what I found and we can make a decision. Alright. Oh. At last, we got a lead. Hopefully. It'll be the breakthrough we're looking for. The Ride of Resurrection, I read about that in a cult magazine the other day. Apparently some old book showed up recently with all the gory details. They say that the right could be found somewhere in Hanjo. I remember the first time you told me about that. It felt like my prayers had been heard. Like I had hope. Real hope for the first time. Ever since that awful day, I've wondered, what if I hadn't sent him to school? What if I just paid the ransom? Not a day goes by when I don't think that if I'd done something differently, Shuichi would still be alive. Can't blame yourself, ma'am. It's the culprit's fault, not yours. Though I know that won't help any. Grief is funny like that. I'm guessing that's why you're after the right. Guess I didn't need to ask. It's written all over your face. I could tell how much he meant to you. But, and this is a big but, if the right is the real deal, using it will mean killing someone, stealing their soul. Is that a problem? If it comes to that, I'm afraid I'll have to stop you. Oh, that's a shame. A shame, huh? That's all? I thought if I'm going to be competing with other curse bearers, then your detective skills might come in useful. You realize you're talking about ending someone's life, right? Don't you see an issue with that? I think any parent in my position would happily kill for a chance like this. Oh, that's so, is it? Dear, oh dear, what have I got myself into? If it makes you uncomfortable, then you won't have to get any blood in your hands yourself. I don't need you to kill the other curse bears. I only need you to find them. I won't be part of the murder, ma'am. Not even for a client. Okay. How much can I give you to change your mind? Sorry, ma'am, but not everyone has a price. I've got my policies, and I stick to them. I see. I didn't realize you were so stubborn. Let me say, though, it's not like I don't get what you're going through. As long as you're not killing anyone with your own hands, maybe I can help you out. What do you have in mind? Well, how about stealing someone else's curse stone after they filled it with soul dregs? If that was all you're after, then I could lend you my services guilt-free. If the other curse bears want to kill each other, that's their business. I'm not trying to be a hero here. I guess there's no guarantee a stolen curse stone will work, but we can write about that later. Well then, suppose we have a deal. Although, what if I stole a curse stone using my curse? Would you disapprove? That would void our contract, ma'am. Just warn you now. My. Before we go any further, why don't you tell me about that curse of yours? The Haunting Clappers, was it? That's one of the 7 mysteries of Hanjo, if I remember correctly. That's right. The original story did happen somewhere near here, I think. I'm sure I remember hearing that. In that case, my money being all the curse bears being somewhere in Hanjo. First move should be to narrow them down. Some of them are bound to try and come for you first. We'll need to be ready. Curses make their bears more willing to kill, so attack could come from anywhere. That sounds sensible. Nope. Frozen game. This is like tense. Like, no, guest table. Guest table. I don't know where Father got this old thing from, but I've never liked it. Ew. Chair. Okay, just want to make sure there's nothing else that I missed. Light. Oh, chandelier. The lights. The chandelier is the only thing here that's my choice. It's my favorite part of the room. Dang. If I remember correctly, your art and clappers could set people on fire, but only if they have a naked flame or a lighter on their person. Is that right? That's right. Nolan times, wooden clappers are used to warn people of fire. I'm guessing it punishes those who don't heed the warning. Seems like a good curse to have. Simple and straightforward enough to use. Though it's hard to say how it stacks up without knowing what else is on the table. You really think it's that good? The target can't do much to throw it off. It has a nice long activation window. It's big that it works on ladders too. Just slip one into your target's pocket. Say that condition were already fulfilled before they even knew you were there. They wouldn't even know what hit them. Maybe I won't have to actually use it. I could just tell someone I could, and they have to do what I said. What I said, yeah. Threats could work, although without any proof, it'll come down to how convincing you could be. If only you could use the curse to back out at the last second. The last second? What an interesting idea. I have a lighter right here. We could try it now. That's an interesting proposition. But maybe not. I'm not quite crazy enough to make myself guinea pig. Oh, I see. You're not one, ma'am, if you don't mind me saying. I don't think it's just a curse. You flatterer. I don't think that's a compliment. And for what we do next, first of all, I think you should stay indoors. Try not to do anything spontaneous or outside your normal routine. Right then, have you decided what you want me working on? Ooh, is this the... Is this like a split root, I'm guessing? Once they help me with the rite. Bringing my son back is more important. I am going to help you with the rite of resurrection. Roger that, the rite it is. Odds are good that the other cursed bears will also work by night. Anyone they kill in the cover darks won't be discovered until sunrise. I bet they'll be trying to do as much as they can before morning comes. So, settle then. I'll look in the other cursed bears by night. Once the city wakes up and I can start asking questions, I'll investigate the kidnapping as well. I'll even try and find Miss Shirashi as part of the bargain. Thank you. That's more than enough. Now then, I should get to work. There's so much time before sunrise. I'll call if I find out anything new. You stay here and keep a lookout. All right. There's no telling what kinds of curses you might find out on the streets tonight. Don't go outside if you can help it. Try to be ready for anything. I will. Well, that's all. I should be going. Next part. A nice thought. Despite having obtained the curse of the Haunted Clappers, Harue Shigima is determined to use the resurrection based on the remaining curse stones. She instructs her private investigator Richter to find the curse. Let's do this. Shigima Mansion, reception room. Still here. It's been almost an hour since Richter left. He promised he called me if anything happened. But he hasn't. So all I can do is wait and wait. That old hanging scroll. Seem to have to feel anything from it now. Oh, newspaper. I'll probably look at that in a second. Yeah, that's already checked out. I think, yeah, these are the same. What's this? A newspaper? I must have fallen off for the chair. It's a newspaper. I only leave them in here for the guests, or hardly even ever read them myself. I don't think I've taken the time to go over one in years, in fact. Well, it's not like I have anything better to do. Looks like the city's biggest problem right now is pollution. I remember how the air and water used to be even more polluted. The river was covered in scum from all the sewage and industrial waste, and it stank so badly it'd make my eyes water. Eventually, people started getting sick. It couldn't be ignored anymore. Fortunately, it's gotten better since then, although the air around the industrial district is still filthy with gas and smog. There's one thing Hanjo never wants for, it's horrific crimes. They found a police officer dead in a local park just the other day. Dang. A lot of my family are in the police. I hope it wasn't anybody I knew. I don't read the news anymore, not since last year. It brings back bad memories. Suicide at local high school. Oh, that's the other girl. Oh, I remember that. A high school girl jumped off a roof about a week ago. She was bullied, I think. Or maybe it was something about exam pressure. What? But, no, this can't be right. Your name? Oh, Michio Shiraishi from Komagata High School. It can't be. Weird. Sorts of articles about the current state of the economy. Now that the post-war boom has passed its peak, we're moving to the era of large corporations. It's about 220 to 230 yen to the dollar. Manufacturing is on the rise and exports are healthy. The dollar is down from its height, and people are saying it could fall further. There's no denying how much the standard of living has improved in the past few years. With Commodore in a car and television now, the supermarket's better stocked than ever. Although with everyone flocking to the city, land prices are skyrocketing. Nowadays, most people can only dream of home ownership. The city's center is going to be nothing but apartments before long. Not exactly a businesswoman, so this all feels like another world to me. Everyone has more spending money to go around. People are coming up with all kinds of new versions. It seems like only yesterday people were flocking to arcades to shoot aliens. Now we have these enormous theme parks and gaming machines that plug straight into our televisions. Everyone's talking about superhero series, foreign films, and movies based on the latest bestseller. Back in my day, fusion rock and folk music was all the rage. Now it's all about city pop and idols. I find it hard to care about that sort of thing anymore. But the new big thing is some mascot line of delinquent birds, mockingbirds, I think it's called. Was that what Richter was talking about? Trends seem to have such short shelf lives now, with how quickly the times are changing. I think I'm just too old to keep up anymore. It's young people who are leading the way, with their modern worldviews. My generation will only fall further behind. Dang, that's a way to look at it. Everyone attends high school now, even girls. Universal education policy, they call it. The country's gotten rich enough that every child can go to school. Education is the backbone of modern society. If you want to work for a good company, you have to get into a good university. More people are learning than ever. The competition to get into those universities has gotten fierce, though. The new generation is rebelling. Schoolyard violence and delinquency are on the rise. My own boy was too sensible to get mixed up in any of that. I don't want to read anymore. It'll only remind me of him. I don't really watch much television. It feels as if all the information in the world gets passed through that little black box. Father stopped them from reporting on the kidnapping back when it happened. I was glad about that. Less fuss. And the comedy boom's over. The comedians are flocking to other genres. The cult seems really popular at the moment, like these paranormal specials. Oh, game froze for a second. Okay. Is that all? Oh, yeah, that's all. Let's think. Michio Shiraishi, the same girl who witnessed my son's kidnapping, committed suicide last week. But that means Mr. Janucci was terrified of someone who already died? Is that what he meant by a curse? I can't work this out on my own. Maybe Richter will know. Why won't he call? Oh, I haven't left it off the hook, have I? Wait for it to contact me, but he hasn't. Make sure the on the hook. When Susie calls. Oh, that must be him. Hello, Shigima residence. 2 a.m. Komagata Bridge. Hello there, little lady. Richter called me out to meet him, and we came here to Komagata Bridge. Richter, there's something I need to tell you. Funny, I was just thinking the same thing. We're on. Oh, I see a bird up there. We're coming out a bridge over the Sumida River. There's a highway on one side and a freeway on the other, but they're both deserted this late at night. Hold on, I saw you, bird. Nice. He's gazing down at the water. What does he see down there, I wonder? Sumida River. The water's filthy and horrid, but at night, when it's still, it looks almost peaceful. Can I ask you something, ma'am? Is the Sumida River what you Hanjo folks picture when you think of home? I couldn't say. All I can tell you is I can hardly stand the sight of it. Right, should have guessed. This is where they found him after he went missing, all alone, floating in that horrible water. Oh, there we go. All I can think is how scared he must have been, how cold he must have been. What did he ever do to deserve something so awful? I've come here every day since then, and I prayed to the river to give him back. To give me my son back. To give me back my son. Day after day after day. You know, in olden times, people believe rivers marked where our world met the next. So the act of crossing flowing water had a huge amount of spiritual significance. Back when Ito was found, people of Chao saw the Sumida River the same way. They associated the far side of the river with the afterlife. The same place would later become Hanjo. All their fear and revulsion accumulated there and took root. But then the Ryogoku Bridge sprang up after the Great Fire of Miraki. Just like that, Hanjo is part of the city too. And as it turned from farmland into town, people surrounded it with man-made rivers and crisscrossed it with the canals and waterways. Weren't those to prevent flooding? That's what I was told. They were, but that's not all they were for. They're the purpose to contain all the corruption that had built up on the far shore. Stop it leaking through our side of the Great Divide. Officially, they were a physical barrier, but unofficially, they were a spiritual one too. So, if I have this right, are you saying that Hanjo is a place where the real world meets the afterlife? No, that would explain why it's the 7 Mysteries of Hanjo, and it has such a significance with the dead. Exactly. That's why the resurrection is here, rather than anywhere else, I'm sure of it. It's probably why the 7 mysteries and the curses have survived in the modern day. And I guess that would make this spot we're standing now, right over the water, the border between life and death. If there ever was a place where bringing back the dead might be possible, I reckon it's here. It's funny that you mentioned praying to the river. That might have done more than you think. Is that supposed to make me feel better? Just thinking aloud, ma'am. Well, it's a nice thought. Please, go ahead. Alright then. I'm poking around places connected to the 7 mysteries, looking for curse bearers. And I think I found a few candidates. First, tall man I ran to Kinshibori Park. Asked him for directions, trying to probe him a little, but he turned the questions right back around on me. And he was out of there the second he figured that wasn't what he was looking for. I got the sense curses were nothing new to him. I'm about 40% sure he's a corpse bearer. What? Then there's this middle-aged guy I saw in Southward Gesu Street. There's no question about this one. He had one of the curse stones in his hand. He had nervous air about him too. This clears up some shady business. It looks like the guy that he was talking to for trying to figure out who murdered or who kidnapped her son, who said it was like that girl, the professor guy. Yeah, the professor. Also, I think that's the guy who tried to get me in the dark, but when I pulled out the lighter, he tried to run, then we killed him. I think that's him. Because he's nervous, he said, and he ran away as soon as the light was on. He's up to some shady business. Got him soldier exhibit. He'd make a good target. Yep. Next up was a pair. Young man and woman saw around the Ryogoku Bridge. This time, the man came up to me and asked me flat out if I was a curse bearer. I told him I didn't know what he was talking about, and he backpedaled and left. Looks like you look around there often. Looking for kindred spirits would be my guess. It would seem like they're quite working as a pair. Gathering soul dregs in a group might be a decent idea if you can make it work. With things being how they are, it's going to be hard to find folks who one could trust. They've got brass, though. I don't know what their deal is, but I'd like to find out. Detectives. Last two detectives I've seen sniffing around. Police are involved. Not necessarily. I body turned up in a local park a few days ago, so they might just be looking into that. Still, the park's got ties to 1 to 7 mysteries. Might be it was a curse that the guy did the guy in. If they're sending their text from the head office, then something's got to be up. How do you know where they're from? I just say that when you're in the business, there are some faces you get to know. Anyway, that's anyone's caught my eye. You found all of them in so little time. I really did hire the best. It's all in the name, ma'am. Richard Kai, B.I. No, wait. Make that Richard Kai. Investigator extraordinaire. My, an investigator extraordinaire. Is that why you can dress like that without drawing attention to yourself? You bet. Investigator extraordinaire can blend in like a chameleon in any outfit. Well, that aside, the middle-aged man and the young couple sound the most promising, am I right? Whichever we pick, it's still too early to... Whatever move makes so early to move, yeah. No, what is that face? Seems like the curse bearers are less involved with each other than we thought. Plus, there's still others we don't know about. I say we hang fire and see how things play out. Once more bodies start showing up, that'll get the pot nice and hot. When once it's boiling, our chance will come. There's something I need to tell you. What's up? Well, that girl, Michiushi Raishi, the one who was the Shuichi on the day of the kidnapping? That's her. Well, she's dead. She's what? The student who committed suicide last week, that was her. I heard something like that had happened. Never got the name, though. Talk about bad luck. Finally get a lead, only to find it's turning into a literal dead end. Unless her death was the whole reason Jonoshi was shaken up. He said she was going to curse him. Was he talking about her taking revenge from beyond the grave? Seems like we're back where we started. Not necessarily. That teacher knows something, I'm sure of it. At the very least, I put money on him having something to do with Miss Shirashi's death. That's why he's so scared of being cursed by her. I see. And also, something tells me he knows more about your son's kidnapping. In any case, I think I've got a good idea of what he's hiding. It's called a hunch. A hunch? Well, more of a theory. Care to take a guess? Well, hold on. I can't say for certain, but... What if Mr. Jonoichi sounds Mishido Shiraishi with murder? What do you think? I see. So you think Mr. Shirashi's death might not have been suicide? That naturally give him a good reason to think she'd hold a grudge, but I'm not sure I buy it. That might be a little far-fetched. Dang it. I see. I'm sorry if I disappointed you. I'm not really cut out to play detective. Well, no point dwelling in speculation. Truth will out in time. I think I messed that up. Right now, I think we have another chat with Mr. Jonoichi. Didn't you want to tell me something? If I say everything I want to say. Standing around is the last thing I want to be doing right now. It's my only chance to bring back my son. I can't afford to fritter it away. What do we do? No. Oh. Oh, that's right. There's one more memory I have of this river. Do you mind if I tell you? Go ahead. It must have been about 20 years now, when I was still a schoolgirl. Back then, Smita River was much filthier than it is now. It was full of garbage and industrial discharge. It was scummy and slimy and it stank. You could look out over the water and see dead cats and dogs and pigeons just floating. Jeez. And one day, among all that filth and garbage, there's a piece of my missing classmate's hand. Oh, what the heck? What? It was almost a miracle when you stopped to think about it. What are the chances that someone would find a part of her that was still recognizable? Although everything but the palm had rotted away in the water, the part that was left would have an identifiable scar. that they could tell it's been a murder from the blade marks to the bone? Wait, are we talking about the Nejimi murders? So you've heard of it. I'm impressed. I assume you were but in elementary school at the time? I wasn't really aware of it then. I only heard about it after the fact. I had no idea the victim was a classmate of yours. Oh. Hey. The man who made headlines over 2 decades ago as the perpetrator of the brutal killings was the Nejimi murders. To be honest, it was all a bit of a blur. A wave of chaos just parting around me. Something like that. They said the rest of her body must have sunk to the bottom of the river. They combed the riverbed, but they only ever found pieces. Everything else must have rotted and flowed out to sea. Afterwards, heard that all the divers who had been looking for her fell ill. Sorry story for everyone involved, huh? It's funny. Everyone figures the river's filthy already. A smaller piece of garbage won't hurt. But every little bit makes it worse. It's a vicious cycle. I know I wouldn't want to go rooting around there myself. That's right. Which is why the riverbed is the last place anyone would go looking. Or so was the killer thinking, I suppose. Times were changing quickly back then. Things were confusing. Everyone seemed to be in a hurry. Young people were moving to Tokyo in droves. Some even ran away from home to make it into the big city. And they made easy targets for bad people. A lot of them ended up disappearing without a trace. You see, back then, if you chopped a body up into tiny pieces and threw it into the river, it would rot quickly and discreetly and sink to the bottom, never to be seen again. Are you saying what I think you're saying? They arrested him shortly after. Fumichika Nejima, the man who killed my classmate and cut her into pieces. He was so methodical about it, it couldn't have been his first crime. People began to wonder how many other girls he'd murdered the same way. The police never found any evidence of other murders in the end, but the river knows the truth. How many corpses had swallowed up over the years, I wonder. How many corpses had swallowed up over the years, I wonder. The same thought spread through everyone's mind, and they started to avoid this area. So really, this river has been rank with corruption for decades now. Or at least that's how it seems to me. Well, was that interesting? Well, I can see why you don't have any good memories of this river. With all that darkness leaking beneath the surface, there's no reason that you would. Still, if I may, man, I'm surprised you know so much about the Nejima murders. But how could I not? After all, I was the one who found the hand. Oh. The police actually wrote me a thank you letter. They said it was only thanks to me that they managed to bring Nejima to justice. That was the only time my father ever said he was proud of me. Huh. I guess it just wasn't the killer's day. Sometimes I wonder if he resents me for it. Something wrong? Not really, just struck me. It's been 20 years since the Nejima murders. So it has. Not to spook you or anything, but I thought you might be interested in knowing. Life in prison doesn't always mean life. There's precedent for first-time offenders being allowed on parole after 20 years. Only if they're found to show remorse and the desire to reform themselves, of course. That's right, I'm impressed you know so much. Still, it's hard for someone with a criminal record to reintegrate into society. I heard they've been trying to fix that recently, matching inmates with jobs and accommodation. Oh, really? Keep an eye on them, of course, and make them important for regular checkups. But to avoid discrimination, they keep the inmates' records a secret from everyone but their employers. They even give particularly notorious criminals new identities so they won't be recognized in the workplace. My. The way you put it, it's like you're saying Fumichika Nejima could be out on parole right now, back in society under a new name with nobody any the wiser. It's possible. As it happens, a little birdie told me about a big name making parole a few months back. I don't know if that was Nejima, but a discussion just now did bring it to mind. I see. How unsettling. Now that you mention it, I just remembered something too. What was it? I was passing Komagata High School a little while ago when I saw someone. A janitor, I think, and I could have sworn he reminded me of Fumichika Nejima. Oh? He looked a little different after 20 years. Much thinner than I remembered, too. I told myself I was just seeing things. But perhaps it was him after all. So, what next? The big question now is what the rest of the cursed bears are up to. Luckily, Sumida River is a good distance from any of the 7 mysteries. It's unlikely the other cursed bears will come all the way here. I could finally have a moment to think. I see. Alright. Spend. You cannot currently progress any further. Once the situation has changed, select resume to try again. Press spend and return to destroy chart. Oh, so did I mess something up? I think I messed something up. Let me try something. Hold on. Hold on. You cannot currently progress any further. Well, the situation has changed. Select resume to try again. Pressing suspend, returning to story chart. Let me try the part where I have to choose. The dialogue thing. I want to see if I can change that. Blah blah blah. Come on, I know my coma got a bridge. Hello there, Richter. Sorry. Blah blah blah. Alright, talk. You go first. Yip yip yip. And then the detectives. Okay, there we go. Let's try it. Blackmail, what do you think? Exactly my thinking. Yes! Okay, good. John she knew about Mr. Reach's kidnapping. Used that to blackmail and doing his bidding. And if she also trapped, she took her own life to escape. That's my reading on it. How despicable. Well, just a theory. For now, I think we have to have the chat with Mr. Shinoichi. Alright. And then, let me just skip this so I can save it. Is there a way to skip, like a hold? Oh, okay, hold right click, that works. Okay, so I'm glad I got that done. Blah, 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 the hand. So maybe I have to do a different thing, actually? Oh. Okay, I got that. Just want to make sure. Just want to double check and make sure I got it. It's like the curse bar come over here, I can have more to think. I see. Alright. Okay. You cannot currently progress any further once you're changed, so resume try again. Okay. So I just want to make sure. Alright. So looks like I have to do something else now. So let's go to the crime scene investigation. So that storyline's temporarily complete. Yeah, that's temporarily complete, I would say. Yeah. So now let's start with these guys. Tetsuo Tsumitsu, Chief Inspector of the Metropolitan Police Department. First okay. So I'm guessing he got the curse, maybe? Possibly? We'll see. Oh, he was at the park. Or gardens. Hey, boss. Forensics is all done. Crime scene's clean. The other officers have all gone home. Just us now. The park should be able to open back up tomorrow like nothing ever happened. Alright. I'll get... No. voice. I'll get many visitors after everything that's happened. You'd be surprised. Lots of people love that kind of thing. I bet they're lining up to get in. Cult stuff is really popular right now. Do you not know that, boss? Sounds stupid. Well, it's not exactly rooted in science, but if ghosts really did exist, we could just ask them who the perp is. Somehow it ought to be that simple. Oh, but you know, I've heard the high school girls are really into the spirit board thing these days. Suppose you can call in spirits and talk to them using a board with letters on it. Wouldn't that be something? Ouija board? You can try it out yourself if you're so interested. Hey, it's not a bad idea. Let's give it a go sometime, boss. What now? Stop messing around. You really think we're going to solve this case by moving a coin across a scrap of paper? Sounds like you know all about it. We gotta be open-minded. What if that's how police work is going to be from now on? Don't make me laugh. Spirit board. Oh, okay. So sort of like a Ouija board. Sort of. Just different. It's not like a Ouija board, actually. Listen up, Ario. Can't go blame the death of your buddy on something like the occult. I don't care if it was ghosts or the occult or what. Whatever it was that did this, I'll get them. I promise you that. Well, you got the right attitude, but I don't even know if it's murder yet. Bias is weak in our judgment. Get you fixated on one thing and you stop seeing everything yourself. Aye, boss. So, now that we've finished investigating the scene, let's review that we know. Now? It's getting late. I figured we'd head straight home from here. Come on, we gotta go over all the info we gathered. What better place is that than here at the scene of the crime where we could soak up the atmosphere? Soak up the atmosphere? And all there to soak up? You must be really into this cult stuff if you get off and be in a place like this. Wait, you mean being somewhere like this doesn't get your blood pumping? No way. No, don't just run at me. I'm not the weird one here. Cripes. Oh, fine, let's get this over with. Aye, boss. Right. Former Yasuda Gardens here in Yokohama-Chom. Originally built as part of Daimyo's estate back in the Edo period. The park became city property a number of years ago and underwent extensive renovations. There's not a soul around at this time of night. Quiet doesn't even begin to describe it. This pond, they say it used to flow into the Sumida River. But the river became so polluted they cut it off. Dang. Gennaro, detective in the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department, First Investigative Division, and his rank sergeant. This is the first time leading a case. It's like he's graduated from rookie to newbie. He looks put together on the outside, acts like a kid most of the time. Honestly, force could use more people like him. So, early in the morning yesterday, staff member found the victim collapsed during the park. Called the police when they realized he was dead. Saliva is coming out of his mouth like he drowned. Well, I mean, it's not coming out of his eyes and nose like the others did. Something coming out of his mouth. But his eyes are in the back of his head as well. He's holding his chest as well, like he had a heart attack. While there was no obvious external wounds, the fact that he was a police officer and the evidence of struggle means likely that this is a murder. The speed officer sent it over to us, said it involved the death of an officer. We were tasked with the investigation. What we need to do is figure out what happened, whether there was foul play involved. So, I mean, I'm guessing either a heart attack or a curse that causes a heart attack. I think that about sums things up. And I mean, it involves, since he died in the park, that makes me think it was the, that makes me think it's the Evergreen Beach, because it was here. But we still don't know what the Evergreen Beach is about. But, boss? Yeah? Is this case really important enough to assign to someone from the investigative division? I mean, a friend of mine died, so it's important to me, but it's always the higher-ups. I'm sure they got their reasons. Boss, you know something, don't you? Well, it'll become clear in time. Try not to worry about it too much. Thinking about it, the only thing we know for sure is the identity of the victim. That means there must have been something special about him, right? Maybe. Maybe he knew something he wasn't supposed to, some kind of secret or something. Isn't that right? You're pretty sharp sometimes, you know that? If you picked up on that, you should be able to put the rest together yourself. Well, as our duty gets to the bottom of a suspicious death, especially one involving an officer. Victim is Hajime Hinata. Now we got two Danganronpa characters in here. Hajime and Shuichi. Two protagonists. The victim's Hajime Yoshimi, the juvenile division of Sumida City Community Safety Bureau, 27 years old, single. He mostly dealt with cases involving juveniles in education. His rank was senior police officer. You know Mel, didn't you? What was he like? Yes, we were in the academy together. We still went out for drinks together every month or two. He could be a little rowdy. He was like a big brother to us all. He was kind and cared about his friends. For better or worse, he wasn't the uptight type of cop. He might not showed empathy. I heard he was popular with locals for it. He treated each and every troubled kid he met with compassion. He had a great track record when it came to rehabilitation. Sounds like we lost a good one. Yeah, we did. We truly did. I knew being a cop was dangerous. I knew something like this could happen, but it's never easy when it happens for real. I know the feeling. He didn't seem to care much about climbing the ranks. He was at the top of our class. Our problem was that he took on so much, he had the most unfinished paperwork too. I always feel like we'd need an unusual guy like him to help us solve all our unusual cases. Hajime was a police officer with the Sumida City Community Bureau. Ario was found dead in mysterious room at the former New York City Gardens early in the morning yesterday. Once a rebellious gang member himself, Yoshimi turned his life around and used his own experience to connect the troubled youth as a police officer. While the bird's demeanor suggests a man who was rough around the edges, he was a passionate, loyal, and caring man at heart. Looked up to as a big brother by his peers. Yoshimi achieved stellar results in his work with juvenile cases, but his consistently sloppy paperwork, and less than formal attitude, essentially doomed his career and had him writing formal apologies on the regular, left behind a fiancée whom he had been dating since high school. Don't worry, you're plenty unusual yourself. Me, I was the most normal of my classmates. Besides, the real weirdo among us quit the academy a long time ago. There was one even weirder than you. Hajime was quite the bad boy in school, apparently. He ended up with the police a lot. He said the officer in charge was good to him, helped him get back on track. The reason he wanted to become a cop was to pay his kindness forward. He said it was the first time he ever took his studies seriously. That's a good story. Love that kind of thing. Makes one have a drink in his honor. Please don't make fun of my dead friend. Hey, I said in his honor. You should aspire to be the kind of cop people miss when they die in the field. You say that like it's a sure thing I'll die. Besides, if I end up biting it, I'm sure you'd be the one who misses me most, boss. Yeah. Come on, don't be like that. You'll hurt morale. Well, I guess how much I'll miss you depends on how this investigation goes. I can already see it. Ario, no! Why'd you have to go and get yourself killed? Yeah, I have no idea what's going on in that head of yours. Yeah, that'll be a sight to see. I can't wait. You can't wait for own death? Get it together, kid. Sheesh, you really are something. Thank you. What about the victim's family? Yoshimi family is from Kaita Senju, Adachi City. Hajime's parents died a long time ago. He lived there all alone. No siblings or anything. Went to his house 3 times for drinks. Surprise. I was surprised. It's this huge old looking place. Like, you know, it's the kind of place that seems super haunted. He lived there alone. It looked like the home of an old noble family. It's hard to imagine him being such a delinquent living in a house like that. There's that bias I was talking about. If he's from an old family, I'm sure things are complicated. That's bias too. Hold on. What's his last name? What if he was, well, how would he be her husband? Are they the same age? I can't remember how old they said he was. Did they say 27 or 37? Yeah, she would be much older. Never mind. I was thinking, like, they were saying stuff like he went to a mansion, he lived in a mansion, and that he drank a lot, and that was confirmed in her story. I mean, her thing where the husband drunk a lot. Old looking place, huge old looking place. She lives in a mansion that's pretty old looking. Old noble family lines up. Yeah. That's bias. That's a bias too. Never talked about any of that, even when we're drunk, so I don't know much about it. Oh, one more thing. Yeah. Hajime was engaged. He'd been seeing his fiancée ever since they were in school, over 10 years. They just started talking about getting married. What was her name again? She showed me a picture once. She was a beautiful woman. That's so. Oh, terrible for her. Yeah, it's gotta be her. Maybe. But she may know if there had been anything going on with him lately. We should speak to her. Yeah, his fiancé may have been his only confidant. I'm sure someone at the Sweden Police Department has already contacted her. I'll look into it tomorrow. It's gotta be her. Hello? There we go. Ah, hey, boss. Luckily, in the case that Hajime is running. No, great. That's the kind of stuff I want to know. What was Hajime working on the day he died? Well, according to his report from the day before, he had 2 cases involving juveniles. The first was a suicide of a high school girl who jumped off a building in Kamizawa last week. Oh yeah, I did hear about that. Oh god. The girl's name was Michio Shiraishi. I keep getting out of trouble with that. She was a second-year student at Komagata High School. It seems though Hajime had contact with her even before this incident. So she'd been in trouble for some time. Yeah, that's the thing. About a month ago, we happened to see her walking around town. She looked upset, so he struck up a conversation with her. He was sure there was something bothering her, but she wouldn't tell him what. Must have been trouble at home. That's what he thought too. Seems he visited her home and spoke to her parents, but they said there were no problems, so there was nothing else he could do. And now she's dead. Then it's possible he could have prevented her suicide then. He must have been devastated. And that's why he's looking into Michio Shirigashi again. Oh shoot, wrong ways. About her. He must have thought that something terrible had happened that drove her to end her life. But ultimately, he never reported the findings of the investigation. I see. And you're thinking that it may have something to do with his death. Let's find out what it is Hajime discovered. Right, let's check with the police department about that tomorrow too. What was the other case he was working? This one is also related to a Komagata High School student. A troublemaker named Hitomi Akura. She seems to be the leader of a group of kids who get up to no good. Juvenile delinquency. Fun. She's pretty bad for a while. Multiple charges of obstruction of property, assault and battery, you name it. Hajime been working with her for about 6 months. She was finally starting to open up. Then he met with the girl the day he died. Well, every school's got its problems. But I'm sure he'd worried about how she'd get on with it without him. Right. Just when she finally found an adult she could trust, she might act out with someone to help her get through this. We'll have to make sure the community safety bureau does their job. But we can't rule out the possibility that meeting this delinquent girl has something to do with his death. Then we'll have to interview her too. Ah, yes, you're right. She may have been the last person to see him alive after all. I'll ask Sumida to introduce us tomorrow. Though, who knows if they'll actually let us talk with her. That's what we hired you for. Lay a little boyish charm in them, think you'd convince them. Yeah, now I'm sure they'd prefer me over a scared-looking old man like you, boss. Watch it. I'm still your superior. You ought to act like you respect me at least. Oh, I thought I was. You were? Shit, is that how your generation speaks? You really are a new breed. Yeah, it's probably just me, actually. I don't think you can get away with that with other people. So anyways, boss. We're even listening. You got quite a bit to look in tomorrow. First, the 2 Komagata High School's cases that Hajime was handling. We need to speak with his fiancée as well. That's it for tomorrow. Okay. As for cause of death, we won't know until the autopsy is done. From what we've seen,
though it appeared to be some kind of acute heart failure. Since he had no record of chronic illness and had no visible wounds, it's possible that poison or drugs could have been involved. Dying in the middle of the park like that certainly seems suspicious. Found signs of a struggle at the scene, as well as footprints belonging to an unidentified individual. We've got people trying to identify those prints. If we find out who they belong to, we might be able to figure out this whole thing out. Yes, wouldn't that be nice if that were the end of it? The only thing Hajime had on him were his badge and his wallet in his pockets, so we could rule out a mugging. Though there probably aren't many people who'd try mugging a cop as big as him. I always heard that Hajime got into a fair few fights in his younger days. He started judo once he became an officer and rose up the ranks quickly. Sounds like the perp would have to have been pretty strong to take on Hajime. Well, I'm thinking a curse. He looks like he's been cursed. Time of death was around 11 p.m. 2 days ago. Inside the park's operating hours, of course. So at nighttime, like just now. Ha! His body was found early in the morning yesterday. 11 p.m. the day before yesterday. What was Hajime doing out here at the time in the first place? That's the question, isn't it? The entrance to the park's closed after hours. But small gate that... Oh, crap. But a small gate that'd be fairly easy for him to get through if he really wanted to. That would, of course, be breaking and entering. But what do you think, boss? Play the game in the middle of the night. Yeah, it just hit 12. That's fun. That's such a cool achievement. It hit like right when it was 12. That's fun. I would save it here. It's hard to imagine a cop like Hajime would trespass for no reason. Since it seems like someone else was here with them, could they have called him here? Oh, that does seem likely. They must have been talking about something pretty sensitive coming in the middle of the night. So Hajime met someone here to discuss something in secret. Then they got into a fight? No, that wouldn't match the cause of death. There are no wounds in the body that would indicate a spontaneous scuffle. Perp must have planned something. Do you think it was meditated? That would mean they called Hajime to the park with intent to kill him? Well, there's still the possibility that it was just some kind of accident. Maybe the perp tried to threaten Hajime and things went south from there. We should be able to create a clearer picture once we know exactly what killed him. Right. But either way, I'm so glad you're back in the First Division, boss. I've always admired your work. You're like a god to me. You're the whole reason I became a detective in the first place. Ah, yeah, about that. People have been saying that ever since you first entered the academy, but... Yes, that's because it's true. I couldn't believe you got transferred out of the first, just as I was assigned to it. So you're going to work like a case like this now. Just the two of us, it's a dream come true. Happens I am here that, well, how should I put it? What is it? If that's true, I'm not sure you've been showing me the appropriate amount of respect. Huh? But I do respect you. Don't tell me you're going senile, boss. Senile, boss. That's exactly what I'm talking about, when you're running your mouth like that. It's getting late, you must be sleepy. Don't worry, boss, I'll make sure we get out of here soon. Yeah, I get it. I've been wowed by your shrewd detective abilities all day today. No, really? Funny, I've been wowed by you too. On the topic of family, what's yours like, boss? What the hell's wrong with you? Prying into my personal life all of a sudden. It's just, I've never heard you talk about them or anything. Oh, are you single? Shut it, that's none of your business. Ever since I joined the first, I've been thinking. The department really pressure young officers to get married. Wonder why that is. You don't say anything like that, though. How should I know? I caved into pressure myself and got married 27 years ago. Huh? So then... Gotcha, relentless. You took our daughter and left 4 years ago. Thanks for reminding me. Oh, I'm sorry. I can't believe she'd give up a guy like you. I was never home much, too focused on work. I'd come home late, told me to get called right back out again. Plus, being a cop is dangerous work. I don't blame him for getting fed up with it all. How sad, especially when you're out here putting your life on the line. Oh, is that why you transferred out of the first? It's already too late by then. You better be careful, Ario. You say that, but there's not much I can do, is there? That's the nature of our job. There aren't many who can really understand it. Not unless they're involved with police work themselves or related to someone who is. But wait, you have a daughter, boss? Who you think I want to talk about her after all that? Have some sense. Come on, I promise I don't mean this, but I promise I don't mean this the way it sounds, but how old is she? Jeez, you don't know when to quit, do you? He's trying to look so intrigued. Well, she's a bit rough around the edges. I think most men are intimidated by her. I heard she's living by herself and going to college. Wow, college student? Men love an educated lady. Stop that. What kind of cop are you making? Base assumptions like that. She's living her own, though, huh? You must worry about her. Worry? I don't even know where she lives. Let me check something. Okay, Sumitsu. Let's see if anyone has the same last name. Okay, no. No one's the same last name, so I'll make sure. Or I don't even know where she lives. Oh, she hasn't told you. Probably because she knows you follow her around everywhere. I would not, I don't think. Hold on, let me check one more thing, just to make sure. Tetsuo. Okay, yep, just want to make sure. Just double checking, right? I would not, I don't think. Come on now, we both know that's not true. Listen here. You may look like a mean old man, but you sure have a soft side. What? Is that supposed to be a compliment? I can't keep up with you. We're done talking about this. Bruh. Alright, sorry, just checking in. Alright. Oh, that reminds me. We got married 20 years ago. Must have been right about the NEJIMA murder. Right around the NEJIMA murder. You know your history. Yeah, that happened a year or two after our wedding. You were the ones who arrested the killer, weren't you? We started that case at the academy. I was only in elementary school at the time. I just remember people talking about some dangerous criminals getting arrested. Oh, that was just cracking the case. Finding the guy was all just happenstance. I'd really rather not think about it. It was a real disturbing case. Did it not make your skin crawl when you learned about it at the academy? It did. We were all terrified. Sounds about right. No one could believe that such a mild-mannered man could have committed such a terrible murder. If we had overlooked one little thing, we may never have caught him at all. I think I remember hearing there was only one charge brought against him in the end. That's right. We didn't have the evidence. I knew there was no way such a meticulously planned crime could have been there first, but we may have struck Fumishika Nejima in a cell, but it was no victory. He always had the upper hand. And all the damage he did to everyone involved, especially the victim's classmates. It's been 20 years, huh? God damn it. This is much trying to think about it. I'm sorry. Dang. So all this cult stuff. Have you heard about it, boss? What are you talking about? The Red Resurrection thing everyone's talking about. No, not you two. I've been hearing about that shit everywhere. Oh, you have? That's surprising. Who cares what people are talking about? It's got nothing to do with their job. Don't you think the cult stuff with this case feels, I don't know, real somehow? The whole thing just started right here in Hanjo in Sumida City, so I thought that maybe cut it out, that the good come of getting involved that red or whatever, that record of fates. Sounds like you know all about it. Boss, are you secretly into the cult? Stop that, seriously, this isn't a joke. I get why you'd be intrigued by something called the Red Resurrection after about a year's died, but bringing the dead back to life, that's stuff of fantasy, it's not real. So don't go hoping for miracles, got it? I've got a bad feeling about this case. My gut is rarely wrong. I know this to be a treacherous case from the moment we were dragged into it. We talked about everything. Am I missing something we didn't need to check? Oh, scene. This is where the victim was found. It's clean now. It feels like nothing happened here at all. Once an incident like this has come to pass, there's no going back. Not that knowing that is any consolation. Well, boss, I think that about does it. Right, let's call it for tonight. I'll see you tomorrow. Oh God, what is that? Huh? Boss, what's wrong? Don't tell me you've been senile. Damn it. It was that case all along. Boss? What is it? Is there something over there? Ugh! Such deep sorrow. Resentful memories flowing into mind. Those who deceive, false as dead, are forever in eternal darkness. Kill them. Kill them. Those who spread lies. Kill them all. So I've got the Evergreen Beach, okay. You've acquired the power of the Cursed Stone, the Evergreen Beach. You can use it to kill those who intentionally try to mislead you. Oh. Oh, I should read this. Kills by hanging one who tries to mislead the cursed bearer of things. Dang. He deceives us with his so-called right of resurrection. The man who tricked the people with his false dark arts swings from a rope. They thought the man had escaped the previous night, but I don't know if he was found hanging in that garden in the Daimo's mansion that morning. The man, local named Jinkichi, was known for his kind temperament, skill in crafting Netsuke clasps. While his life wasn't always easy, he was optimistic, the type of smile through whatever life threw at him. He was the kind of man who would take care of those who didn't have anyone else to rely on. It's prosperity that Yukio Boom brought must have been what fanned the flames of greed. The old craftsman is found in a miserable state as if sentenced to a cruel fate. Perhaps he ended his own life, unable to bear the weight of his crime. But dead men tell him tales. The people thought of him as a bad man even in death. He hung there for days, till his neck stretched horrifically. A visage of pain still etched in his face. As clearly he must have struggled greatly as he died. His flesh marked with dark scars where the ropes wrapped around his whole body. But the beech's tree's leaves do not fall. Neither did the man's body hanging from it. As the mansion's owner was not at home, another unfortunate event people held their tongues. Lost. Dang. Let me read the other curse. Oh, wait. Well, I've got these three now. Hold on, how do I get the things pulled up? Oh, here we go, okay. Toki loved fishing with their father, Jinkichi, more than anything. With their wicker baskets on their backs, they would leave for the canal every morning and fish till the evening. And used to soak her mother, Koma made, using the carp they caught was to die for. Her parents loved her dearly. One day, however, her father disappeared. Toki's mother went to look for him and never came back either. Rosa came to express her concern that she stopped visiting her out of fear. Toki continued to wait, all alone. Mother, father, where did you go? Don't leave behind. Unable to bear the loneliness, she left her home and trudged along the roads until night fell. Neither her mother nor father were anywhere to be found. Tears stung her eyes. Suddenly, the sound of fish splashing in the water cut to the sounds. She found herself standing before the canal where they used to fish together. Tasted the carve of the memory of her father's smile flashed across her mind. Without thinking, Toki walked into the boat. The sound of water splashing echoed throughout the night air. Passerby thought of it only as the fish in the canal. The splashing faded, the sound returned to lonely night. Oh, dang, so she drowned? Oh, no, it's the heart clappers. So she drowned, dang. Red, red, red. Everything has dyed crimson. My home is burned to the ground. It's hot. So hot. I must call for help, but I cannot speak. My throat must be burned out from the smoke. No, I think I'm already on fire. That's right. I use the clappers. Clack, clack. Is anybody there? Clack, clack. Why is someone coming? I'm gonna burn to death. How did I come to this? Oh, right. Her. It must be the work of that vixen who appeared suddenly and changed my lord. That witch. Those haunting with cold eyes like the lord dancing in the palm of her hand. Perhaps I was also taken in by her. How many innocent people did I learn in under orders? This must be karma. The sound of a heavy bell. Feels like my head will split open. Ah, right, the evening bell. Must be why nobody can hear the sound of my clappers. I've got to do it louder. Clack, clack. Dang. Ugh. Immersion consumes my soul like thick black tar. Now, kill. Can you hear it, curse bearer? You who so strongly desires the right. Kill them. Dang. Boss! Boss, what's the matter? Don't tell me you really want senile. Sorry. I'm fine. Ario. Yes? I have some bad news. Oh no, your senility's kicking in, isn't it? No, you got a bit of trouble on our hands. Looks like we're working some overtime. We're not going home tonight. Huh? What are you talking about? Here we go. Subitsin Jr. sorting through the fact that the scene of Officer Hajime Yoshi was trying. Let's do a little bit of this one, then I'll probably quit. We'll see how long this goes for. Because I am, let's see, an hour and 5 minutes in. So not too bad, not too late, but whatever. Okay. Okay, so let me get this straight, boss. The right of resurrection really exists? To use it, you have to kill people using the power of curses from the 7 mysteries of Hanjo? The curse you have is from the story of the Evergreen Beach that's told in this area. Is that right? Yeah, pretty much. You were quick on the uptake. You weren't your usual silly self when you were explaining, so I knew you were telling the truth. I'm never silly. The only thing I'm trouble believing is that you're taking this occult stuff seriously now. I mean, talk about paranormal. I thought you didn't believe in any of that. It's not that I don't believe in it. I'm familiar with it is why I've just tried not to get too close. Are you being just a sore loser? Not used to admitting you were wrong? Oh, shut up and listen to me. I'm not important to try to hide things anymore. We won't get anywhere if you don't understand this. Listen up. Please, just listen. You have to keep saying it. I'm listening. We don't have much time to waste. We'll talk as we walk. Hey! Oh, music! Hey, wait for me, boss! Oh, it's music! Ooh, jazzy. Sorry, I just want to double check one thing. I'm telling the truth, right? This isn't a side effect of senility. It's the truth. I like to prove it, though. That's stupid, but you could sure be slow sometimes. Well, I think that positivity says make come in handy at some point. Hold on, let me see if I can find any stickers. No stickers. I'm sure I don't know this, but this is all top secret. No sharing it with anyone. Right, you can trust me not to. But no, I just can't believe it. I heard rumors that you used to be a member of a secret division attached to the security bureau. I can't believe you actually had a department called the Paranormal Affairs. Yeah, and I'm sure it comes as a shock. I couldn't believe it myself. I thought the higher-ups were messing with me. Really had me worried for a while there. No, this is incredible. That's the whole reason I became a cop. I was always fascinated by secret agencies and stuff. Are you serious? Think about it. It totally makes sense. Of course, spiritually do exist. Of course, we need a special department to protect citizens from them. You seem a bit too eager to believe all this. Hang on, I thought you joined up because of me. Come on, boss, you only have one favorite food. You can like more than one thing. Yeah, whatever. In any case, the official stance is that the supernatural doesn't exist. Paranormal affairs operate in secret. Just not sure why they stuck me in there. It's 4 years, I worked nothing but cases involving the supernatural. Psychics. Oh. Huh. Oh, alright. Oh. Oh, okay, that makes sense. I just upgraded that. Yeah. Everything just the secret department is against the rules. You do a fellow cop. In this emergency, I need his help. I'll tell him. So, do you have it? Have what? Spirit sense, of course. Are you what they call spiritually gifted? Nope, never felt anything like that. And if I did, I'd be a lightweight at best. One beer and I'm down for the count. Oh, huh. Is that a people to feel quantify someone's spirit sense, like how much liquor they can handle? This is a familiar conversation? Nope, that's just me. Thought I'd help but get the point across. Oh, huh. Sorry, seems like I keep disappointing you. No, it's not your fault, boss. The risk of disappointing you yet again, I'll say one more thing. Spirit sense is usually something you're born with. It's tough to develop it later on. What? So there's no hope for me? No, say isn't so. Of course you were interested. Well, you never know. You may have some hidden potential. I know there's a high schooler who got so much spirit sense she works at the front lines. I say work, but she wasn't paid because it was supposedly part of her training. Yikes. That seems like it'd be in violation of Article 69 of the Labor Standards Act. Well, you really know the law. No comments. Even the cult fields have workers' issues rights, huh? So, what do we do now? We've got the right of resurrection. That curse echoes the 7 mysteries of Hanjo. The curse is being spread out around the city is a bit of an emergency. Is that bad? I'll put it this way. It's like handing out guns all over the town. Geez, that's really bad. It is. So we need to find out the source and put a stop to it before something terrible happens. Usually there'll be a job for paranormal affairs, but talk to them on our way here. The main team is tied up till tomorrow night. So I told them to deal with it myself. Said it'd be fine since I have some experience. Huh, what? Then that overtime you mentioned means... Yep, you're gonna help me, partner. Alright, let's do this. You seem a bit too eager to dive into all this. If you have no reservations, work on occasion, nothing about. You said this is an emergency. I didn't think we had a choice. I'm just trying to be logical about this, boss. You really are something. It might actually be nice to have you around. Why, thank you. Okay. Oh, screw off. Someone's watching us. The unsealed gonna run. Just keep an eye on him for now. So, what exactly do you do? If these curses are connected to 7 mysteries, the people who have the others should be all be here in town. Right, there's 7 of them, that means there's 6 more of there. Just stop them before they kill anyone with their curses. If you can, you should find and collect all the curse stones. But, boss, from what you said earlier, killing a curse bearer gets you closer to completing the rite of resurrection. Won't your life be in danger to find out you're a curse bearer? Very much. You can't let that happen. Should you even be out here right now? Hiding won't be a waste of time. The mystery of the one-sided reed is associated with Ryogoku Bridge. I was hoping we were quick enough to learn the one-sided reed's curse bearer. No such luck, it seems. Well, nothing else. Maybe word spread that the cops are on the lookout and people will behave. That's putting a lot of trust in whoever these other people are. But it's possible that other curse bearers with the same idea will come here. Talk to anyone you see who seems suspicious. That means someone who may have the power of a curse. Understood. In that case, why don't I ask that guy who's been watching us this whole time? Ah, you notice him too? Well, good luck. Hey, you there! Sorry to bother you, but I've got some questions. I'm with the police. Oh, it's that guy. That makes sense. Thanks for cooperation. We'll be asking you a few things, Mr. Taro Namigake. That's your name, correct? Yes. I don't mind answering questions. Wait. You're a detective? Did something happen? Oh, right. Lots of things haven't happened around here. Like people dying. The girl hasn't showed up yet. It's a normal case, but fine letting him take the reins. But curses are involved here. I should take over. So, what do I make of this guy? Boss, let's talk to this guy. Okay. Can't really look anywhere. Okay. The man identifies himself as Yutaro Namigaki, 21-year-old college student. He's watching us calmly. Really be careful with this guy. So, what is it you were doing here? Must be at the former use of the gardens. Dead policeman? I can't imagine a detective would come all the way out here otherwise. Huh? Say, Mr. Detective. Have you ever heard of the Evergreen Beach? You gotta play it safe. Out of 7 mysteries of Hanjo, right? Why do you ask? I was just looking for it. Actually, I was wondering if either of you knew anything about it. Oh. Game froze for a second? If it's Evergreen Beach you're after, you better be looking off around the former Yasuda Gardens in the air. Oh, you know a lot about this. That's what I thought. Detectives, you have the curse on the Evergreen Beach, don't you? How did you know? Ariel, you idiot. Well, that was much easier than expected. Oh, crap, sorry. Simple inference. I figured you would have taken the curse you were just in the gardens. If you know that, then. You must be a curse bearer yourself. I have no intention of hiding anything. I'll probably tell you from the start. Look. This is my curse stone. I believe it's called the Foot Washing Mansion. That's right. But are you sure about this? I'm not so rash to kill someone as soon as I found out they were a curse bearer. Not without talking to them first. You're the same, aren't you, detectives? You won't use a curse on a normal person? Let's speak as equals, shall we? Boss? Sure. We'd rather resolve this amicably, too. You're a curse bearer. Please be careful. Fortunately, I don't think he knows which one of us is the curse bearer yet. Play things right, we should be okay. Okay. I know it said use curse, but I'm not taking that chance. I'm not doing it. Because we're just talking right now. Before we talk, there's something I should tell you. This is my curse stone. The Evergreen Beach, just like you thought. What? But, boss, why would you tell him? As for how the curse works... Boss, are you having another senior moment? If you tell him that... It hangs the death of anyone who would try to mislead me. So if you try to lie to me, the curse won't let me know. I don't have to use it to tell, understand? Whoa, really? That's super useful. I see, understood. That's a pretty useful power for a detective. Now then, let's talk. Damn, seems I've lost the upper hand. No point for petty tricks then, I'll be honest with you. So far, so good. There's something I want to bring back, so... I'd like your assistant to collect soul dregs. You're a liar. Can't help you. Please, all you have to do is tell me who the other curse bearers are. Sorry, but as a police officer, I can't just look the other way and let you go. Please, if you help me, I'll let you two go as well. Is that a threat? No. It's your final warning. Oh no! The curse! Oh my goodness gracious, no! Ugh! My curse, the Foot Washing Mansion! You really think you'd just give me just be careful? Didn't matter which reviews, curse, I'll be taking both of your soul dregs away anyway. Wait, Namigaki! Foot Washing Mansion is a powerful curse, it's so simple to activate. It's ready whenever I need it. There's no escape from the voice of my feet. Ariel, get out of here, hurry, I'll find you later. What? Okay. Too late. Hear the voice of my curse echo. Hear the voice of his curse echo. What? Why isn't my curse echo working? Impossible. This has never happened. Oh no. What's happening? I don't hear anything. Ariel, now! Grab him! Right! Namigaki, get down! God damn it! Boss, here's curse stone! Go to work. Give it to me. You idiot. I just turned out the volume and it's not worked at the end. Damn it, why? What do you think, boss? Should we lock him up? I haven't even touched you. You can't consider that assault of a police officer. Let him go. All we need is a stone. How could this happen? My right of resurrection. Give it up. The right was too good to be true from the start. I don't know what happened to you, but you'd be better off mourning whoever you lost the right way. Now get out of here. Damn it. Phew, that was a close one, huh, boss? You'd probably be dead if you had activated his curse. Yeah, I'm not sure what, but something stopped his curse from... No. Boss, are you okay? Does having another curse stone hurt? Yeah. The curse from this one is flowing into me, too. Oh, no. I saw it activates the curse of the Footwash Mansion. The resentful memory is bound to it. Ah, I see. I saw this was one of the stranger of the seven mysteries. Now I know why. This sure is something. What did you see? Let's save that for later. All you know for now is that it's a particularly powerful curse. We're lucky we took it from him quickly. Phew. Alright, read it. Kills by crushing one who hears the command wash. Oh. So if you hear wash, you'll get crushed. She was accomplished on Myoji. Last, she did not use her talents for the good of the world or the people, but for her own selfish purpose of beauty. If it feels bad of the woman dragged herself through the streets, it was like something gnawed away at her body. Will I die? I've already attained what I needed. As long as I have this. Suddenly, a terrible realization dawned on her. Her legs wouldn't move. She fell to the ground. What was happening? She surprised she looked down. Her foot, once so beautiful and delicate, had grown ulcerated and rotten. He got her. She was on the verge of death, and covered in filth to boot. Crawling to a nearby house, her breath caught in her throat. The curious residents opened up, but recoiled from what they saw. My foot is so filthy. Someone, please, quickly. The woman expired while mumbling something unintelligible into life. So the end of the life of a woman consumed by evil. Dang. Well, that makes one stone. Where do we go now? We'll visit all the places associated with the mysteries while it's still archives. We have to do that all over again? They're not as aggressive as him, but people do crazy things to bring back someone they love. Seems that the hatred the cursed stones both makes people more willing to kill. Really? What about you, boss? I'm fine. I may not have a spirit sense, but I'm tough when it comes to this stuff. That's why they love me in paranormal affairs. So you are spiritually gifted after all. Alright, let's head to the next place. Okay, hold on. I want to try going here. I want to see what happens if we just use the curse stone right outright or die. Let me get to the part where he starts lying a lot. I want to do that. That's this. I'll finish my question first. What are you doing here? I don't answer your question. Nope, sorry. Really? How strange. I can shoot the crystal. Shoot you. Okay. Yep. Okay, now let's do this. I want to get him to start lying a whole lot.